And in one bombing alone in the King David Hotel, more than 90 British servicemen were killed. And she says that's a good thing. Very strange for a so-called English patriot. And to the right, Tommy Robinson, Stephen Lennon, who is actually Irish. Nothing wrong at all with that. We've got Irish people in this audience. But rather strange to be called the English Defence League. And Tommy, of course, is a puppet. He's very close to Pam Geller, who I mentioned before. Slide 9, please. Yeah. On the left, Frank Gaffney, our friend. On the right, Pam Geller. More about them in a little while. All over Europe, these people are trying to establish a nationalism which is only civic. This is the core of it. They only want us to worry about Islam. Now, I'm worried about Islam. You've seen 2 of my daughters here today. Of course I'm worried about Islam. But if we didn't have any Muslims in this country, large parts of London, large parts of Birmingham, large parts of our cities would still be desperately dangerous for those, because we've had waves upon waves of third world immigration, African immigration, Afro-Caribbean immigration, and areas of our country which have been taken over, colonised in that way, you know perfectly well, are not fit for girls like that, or any of your daughters or granddaughters to walk the streets. They are not safe. They're not safe for old ladies. They're not safe for young lads. It's a hellhole, Britain's inner cities, and it's not just Islam, it's immigration as a whole. The wave of immigration which has destroyed Barking and Dagenham, which voted us out in 2010, they're not Muslims. They're nominally Christian blacks. And these people only want us focused on that kind of immigration, and all the rest they say is fine. No, it is not fine, because a little bit wasn't so bad, but the scale of mass non-white immigration, regardless of race or creed, now in this country and throughout Western Europe, is so large that it's becoming genocidal in its effect. It's totally replacing our people with a different set of peoples. And we insist on opposing all that immigration and not pretending it's only Islam is the problem. In Sweden, you can walk through vast areas, even in now quite small towns in Sweden, and think you're in the third world and not in the land of the Vikings. And there's only one place, if we can't turn things around in about the next 15 years, there is only one place left, which is a reservoir of our kind and our culture and our identity, and that is Poland and the other smaller states and Russia. And Russia's the only one. And Russia isn't perfect, but as you know, I've been there, and their election systems are damn sight more legitimate and democratic than ours. But what these people in the end would do, I'm not saying they definitely want to do it, but they're prepared to do it, just as we had a first European Brothers' War from 1914 to 1918, which then set the scene for the inevitable disaster of the Second World War. These people would set the peoples of Western Europe against the peoples of Eastern Europe in conflict and, if necessary, war for their own ends, their own ideals and their own profit. And that, to me, is the ultimate line. I could forgive someone for taking the decision, in the Middle East, I'm going to side with Israel for Iran. I can see that someone can come to that conclusion, whether for religious reasons or because of their concern about Islam, I can see that. But when these people, and if you look, they're also throwing money into the things designed to demonise Russia, designed to turn people to get rid of Putin. And not just to get rid of Putin, they want to open Russia up. They want to turn it into an open society. Do you know what they mean by open? They mean open to be looted by Western oligarchs and corporations, by the privatising of everything, just as they're privatising everything in this country, and also open to the liberalism of homosexuality as a good thing, to the liberalism of mass immigration as a great thing. They want to open Russia up in order to destroy it, as they have virtually destroyed our countries as well. And that is where I say that no genuine nationalist anywhere in Europe can have anything for these people other than contempt, loathing and a determination that the kind of nationalism which will succeed and will dominate will be our nationalism, our real nationalism, our nationalism based on love of our peoples, and not their phony nationalism based on hatred of everyone but a few people and a profit.